He doesn't even go here.
Heineken, yeah! And I was like, and what?
My name's Steve. Steve.
I've got a win streak. This is like the total opposite to my life. Massive honour and privilege to welcome to the stage Kevin Hart.
I don't want me cat mum mug anymore.
Why?
I don't want to be a cat mum anymore.
Why?
I
Just
didn't think it
brandishing
said cat mum. I literally, from the angle, thought it said cat cum. I was a bit worried.
That's. I'll be honestly, that's a big mug for.
Yeah.
if
Do I have to drink?
How many cats does this guy have?
Do I have to drink the cum like a cat as well? Part of it like a little saucer.
So wait, why don't you want the cat mum mug anymore?
So we've got like a kitten. Like a kitten. She is a kitten.
Okay.
But she's just fucking, she's changed, man. She's grown up. She's going outside.
That's what happens when they grow.
Yeah, she's leaving the house. And she fucking went for me.
Oh.
For the first time. Full on went for me. Like threw herself at me face. I've got a cut, battle scar. You see that?
Yeah, but
No, I'll be honest, I can't.
Zoom in on the shot. I've got a little
teenagers,
cut.
they lash out. This is the part you're going to go through. She's going through a hormonal time. She's going to lash out.
She was teaching me that cats are like decent pets because I've always been a dog person and I've always judged cats.
Yeah.
And I was learning the value of them. Like she's dead affectionate. She comes and wakes me up in the morning, licks my face and shit.
Yeah.
And
I've got two cats, man. I was the exact same story. I was
Yeah.
a dog man growing up, and then I've got two ragdolls now. Fucking love them.
It kind of feels like you've been chosen, doesn't it? Like, you know, when they start giving you affection, he's rolling his fucking eyes. You know?
Yeah.
You guys do your own thing, man. I don't have a pet, so.
Well, they have a pet.
No, I don't. I used to have a hamster, but I'd give it away because it was being a dickhead.
Hang on. I feel like I kind of feel like hamsters aren't like legit pets.
Yeah, it was more of a fleshlight than a pet.
And for you,
You used to fuck the hamster.
I don't think if the hamster was being a dick, you were giving it too much dick.
I think any dick is
Mate,
too much dick
what-
for a hamster.
Yeah. I mean, that's the first time anyone said I've got too much dick.
For a hamster.
Did you ever see that video of the monkey fucking the frog? That's what I'm picturing. There's like
I've not seen it.
You've never seen the video of the monkey using a frog as a fleshlight?
No.
I don't know what part of YouTube you found.
That's some wormhole, that isn't it? No,
That
a frog
is-
hole, I guess.
Have you ever seen the monkey fucking the frog? No, I haven't.
See, in my world, that's normal. Like, I get given shit like that all the time, gifted it by the algorithm. You don't like fucked up shit on the internet, no?
I mean, not really. Is that?
I've never got
is that
that far.
bestiality? An animal fucking a different animal?
No, bestiality is when a man fucks an animal.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
what,
but
no, but what is
bestiality
that?
We're an animal
Hamster.
too.
What is that? Yeah, but what is that?
You're right. I think it's bestiality.
It is. If a monkey is having unconsented sex with
Consented.
non-consent, huh? Consensual? Non-consensual. Fuck. I don't think that's the problem here. The problem is a monkey fucked a frog. And that is not okay.
Yeah, it's not a problem that Tom doesn't know the difference between consensual and...
Both are not. What the fuck? I'm saying the frog is right.
Thanks for coming on, by the way, man. I appreciate it.
I'm getting
angry and
cancelled in
disappointed.
frog culture. Frogs everywhere are just writing me off. They're like, this guy doesn't understand. I'm trying to stick up for the frog here.
It's probably a lesser case of bestiality if you fuck the monkey, because you're closer to the monkey in terms of...
I mean, this
Species,
is taking
aren't
a fucking turn from your mug. But
You're the one who said it was cat cum.
Yeah, we've gone pretty far south in just 30 seconds. Like,
I do want to know though, like, would you have a second cat to tone out the other one? Or do you think you'd?
Well, I think, I don't know, because she's going out. That's why I got her. I don't know how she's like, I don't think she's doing well with the other cats in the area. We're in an area where the cats all gather. It's like fucking...
yeah, but you live in Wallasey. It's probably...
No, I live in Anfield, man.
Anfield,
Heart of
worse.
Liverpool. Yeah. Leading heart of Liverpool.
Anfield.
Yeah,
The stadium.
That's fucking... Not far from it.
in the
outside.
I didn't know it was an area. I just knew it was a stadium.
It's an area, but
and I'm thinking, fuck me, this guy's got a suite.
it's round the corner from it. And it's a really, like, run-down area. I live off Breck Road, which is like a rough main road in in Liverpool. So it's just like, you know, terraced houses. All the houses are on top of each other, but there's just like a fucking swarm of cats that just chill. There's like a shed that gets called Pride Rock. I say gets... No way.
Fuck off, mate.
That's no way. No, they don't.
When I say gets called, I don't mean by the local area. I don't fucking talk to anyone. I mean by the people in our house.
Oh, right.
We call it Pride Rock.
Yeah, you didn't half make it sound like that's an in-joke amongst Anfield residents. Like,
Next he's going to be like, oh, yeah, and they're all really good at football.
word on the street is...
But yeah, they all just fucking chill, and you can tell who's like the biggest knobhead because they all get wary when he's around and stuff. But
by the way, you've missed out on Perd Rock. I'm just going to be honest with you there.
What?
You've missed out on
Perd Rock.
Perd
Yeah,
Rock,
but Pride Rock's got enough cat in it anyway.
What's Perd Rock?
A shit pun on Pride Rock that Aaron was...
That's brutal. That's brutal when you don't get the joke, man. You've got to just... You've got to just assume that it'll be a joke and move on.
The moment I had in my head was I thought it might have been like Perd might have been like a Scouse term, and then I didn't think... In my head, I was trying to translate because I already didn't know Anfield was a fucking suburb. So then I was like, oh, fuck, what's Perd? And then I realised,
okay, so it's an Aussie cop-out. Is that what you're telling me?
A cat makes a cat.
I don't blame you for thinking that way. There's so many like adjectives that are verbs in Scouse vernaculars.
Like, can you two get a room? Fucking that mug's going to be filled with Thomas cum by the end of it, and Liam's just like lapping it up.
Drinking it like a cat.
This is
actually, I'm on your side because honestly, I do believe that actually you can get a little bit confused with the dialects. Fuck off, you absolute.
Fucking hell.
So anyway, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah.
First guest.
Am I?
Yeah.
Am I actually?
Yeah,
You replaced the plants?
I've read the plant.
Yeah, you've replaced the plant.
What kind of plant was it, that one?
Yeah, no, the only one that you can see in the room. Yeah,
I replaced your love fern.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Thanks,
Aaron
man.
usually strokes the leaves while we're recording.
That's a good point. I've
just
got way
watch
too
your
much
knee.
ADD, so at some point, if I just...
You might need to get that mug out. Oh, my God.
So, first Aussie guest. Aussie?
Aussie. Oh, no,
My bad.
fuck. This is like the Perd thing all over again. Aussie, not Aussie.
That was so posh.
But it's
Are
spelled
you
with
an
S's.
Aussie? Are you from Australia?
Aussie
That's
makes
exactly
it
how it's
sound like
said.
you're doing like, are you Aussie? That sounds like some kind of European inflection there. Aussie. No, Aussie.
We are in Europe, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Yeah.
I get what you were
fair
going
enough.
for.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, if you don't mind, because obviously you're from Adelaide, right?
Yep.
And I've heard, like, Daniel Sloss quite publicly hates Adelaide
He
audiences.
fucking hates it. He said it to my face.
Yeah.
He told me to my face. You're from the worst city in the world.
But is that because Sloss had a show that was a 9 out of 10 one time?
Yeah.
Or because Adelaide audiences are knobheads? Like,
I think what it is in comparison to quite a lot of things, Adelaide is very small. It's kind of like, so Melbourne and Sydney are the big cities. Melbourne's got an incredible nightlife. The Melbourne Comedy Festival is phenomenal, all that sort of stuff. And the Adelaide Fringe is great. But sometimes I feel like, and I'll say this to Adelaide people's faces, that
we don't have many listeners here.
Adelaide, listen up!
We've got 2 in Romania, 1 in Kenya.
Adelaide doesn't really appreciate what they are getting.
How close they are to the cool places.
No.
Just
As in,
described.
so the people and the level and the caliber of comics and performers that come for the festival, because it's the second biggest fringe festival in the world, and it's the biggest one in the Southern Hemisphere, right?
Yeah.
And people still, when you're there, go, oh, fuck, is the fringe on? It's the same time every year. And it's like, holy shit, can you be like, oh
Some
my
of
God.
the best comics in the world have come down. And you're just like,
Yep.
When is it again?
So Edinburgh literally gets taken over by the festival. Is it not like that?
Yeah, mate. But this is the thing. Okay, so Adelaide, what it does is it does everything in March. So it's got Adelaide, which is a massive music festival. It's got the Adelaide Fringe. It used to have Clipsal, which was like the V8 supercars would come through. That's now been shifted out to the country. It had like 4 or 5. It has the like the Performing Arts Festival, the stage shows and stuff, the theatre festival. So it has all these different things at the same time. So it's like the rest of the year, it's like, what's going on? It's a pretty quiet city. And then all of a sudden it's like, it's like, why don't you pace it so people can enjoy, and you'd have like, why are they all here at the same time? Oh my God. So I think his gripe with Adelaide is, I don't feel like they appreciate it fully. Along with just the fact, like, obviously he's very anti-religious and it's the city of churches.
Yeah, because you're in a cult, right? Which we'll talk about later if you don't mind.
So he literally said to me...
So is it like Australia and Utah? Is it proper, like, everyone's super religious?
Not everyone, no, which I found out later. But I grew up in the very
The ones
religious
having
part.
sex
aren't religious.
unless they're, the main one.
The leader.
They're having a lot of sex. But they don't like to talk about it.
But like he literally said to me, and I quote, he said, Adelaide, the city of churches, grow up.
Was that his opener?
No, he's in her face. And I feel as well, like, the other thing he didn't like was how obedient like Adelaide people are, or Australians can be, with laws. So like he was stood at the lights.
I'm from Edinburgh. We don't follow the law, and you guys do, so I hate you.
There's just a general, like in Liverpool, there's just a general disdain for authority and rules. Like I didn't know there was places that weren't like that.
Yeah, well, like for example, it really winds people up, and I wound him up with the green and red man when you're crossing the road.
Yeah.
Everyone fucking waits, and because ours when they go green, they have this really annoying noise going. So you always wait, and for the it's like we're trained.
Yeah, in a trance.
And
Can you
then
get
we
done
go.
for jaywalking?
Yeah, you get done for jaywalking.
Fucking yeah. No,
I got so last year when I went back home, I got a $220 fine, which is I don't know, 140 quid, something like that. Because I'd forgot, having lived here for 7 years, I'd forgot this law, and the law was that my car, when I went to park it on the side of the road, you have to park on facing the direction of the traffic of that side, right? But I swung in and I parked just facing the opposite direction. Here in the UK, no one gives a fuck. You can park backwards, forwards, who cares, as long as you're not on the road, right?
In the UK, you can park outside WH Smith's in the middle of a town centre, and no one gives a shit. Like they all just
because no one's going into WH Smith's. You're not obstructing.
Everyone will just fucking dump their car anywhere. There's a bus behind me. Doesn't matter. The bus can't get anywhere, and you're just gonna wait.
There's
people just throw on the hazards, don't they, and stay in the lane, and everyone else has to like go around them. Yeah.
Have you ever been like beeping, and then just after about 5 seconds, you'll just see like this old woman, like, you know what I mean? And then like the car will come running around and up, and then you're like, I'm a fucking terrible person.
Well, you've got to save face. You've been
I'm
fucking hurry up.
Yeah, you've had 9 years to learn this. Isn't the rule?
They probably just assume that you own the WH Smith. If you see your car, they're like, oh, he's working late, bless him. And you know what I mean? They'll just leave you.
Yeah.
Or just assume you like Mario Balotelli. He used to do that, didn't he? Not WH Smith, but you just park anywhere, because what's a fucking fine to a footballer?
Yeah.
Just pay whatever it is. It's not.
Yeah, you slap a fine on a Lamborghini. Like you just...
Balotelli's a name that I knew. I don't know much about football.
Same.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck off!
I don't
you
follow
live
it at
next
all.
to one of the most famous stadiums in the world.
I grew up an Evertonian. My dad was that was his religion. He was a massive Evertonian. But they say it's character building to grow up supporting a losing team, but there was just only so much I could take before I lost interest. I was more into comic books and being a virgin.
That was like me with Christ. There's only so much support I could give him before I was like, nah, it's not
enough.
I'm out.
I've got it ingrained in me though. I always want Liverpool to do well, and I always like get annoyed if Liverpool do well, but I don't really care.
Was your version of Pride Rock the altar where the priest would just over your forehead with his... Does
that happen?
I actually, this is crazy. I didn't know this, right? But I wasn't raised Catholic, okay? It was like, for the people listening who don't know the difference, I was raised Baptist and then went to Pentecostal, but it's quite Protestant, right? In a sense. And
so you telling me the priest didn't fuck you? Is that what the point you're getting at?
Correct. There was none of that. There was none of that.
But
I didn't know there was a big difference.
Character building.
And then, so when I came here, day I arrived in the country, the day after my missus, her grandma died. Irish family. She's the head of the household. Really, really sad, right? And that's how I met her family. Was at the wake and the funeral, right? I had never met or
Sorry for laughing.
I just got here.
You're so positive. You're so like high energy and likable. I can imagine you being like that at a funeral. How's everyone doing?
How's it going, cat?
He's just called Nana a cunt.
It was open casket, and she couldn't hear me. No. So I went in right, and so I'd met her family, and then we were at the funeral, and we sat there in the pews, and then the priest comes at the front, and he was doing communion. He's like, "If you want to come up and take communion," and I turned to Soph. Now Soph was bawling her eyes out, and obviously I were quite new into the relationship, and so she was quite like, "Oh, I don't." And I was like, I'm wondering, do I go up? She's like, just go. And I was like, okay. So I just went up and followed everyone. But in my head, I'm like, oh, it's communion, right? I'm not Catholic, but I've done communion fucking thousands of times in my life, right? So I go up and I'm trying to peek over to see what everyone else is doing. And I see how you were talking about that, the sympathy, the granddad, right? The recently widowed granddad, some of the older folk were doing the thing where the priest would place the cracker or the bit of bread or whatever on their tongue, and then he'd do the blessing or whatever, and they'd walk off. So I'm like, well, I'm not fucking doing that. I don't know how to do that part, but I'm seeing other people putting their hands up and stuff, but I can't really see because they're all in a line. So I was like, and I turned to Sophie. She's like, I was like, okay, so I'm stuck there in the line now. Her auntie's behind her, by the way, like noticing me fucking panicking, right? And she's kind of clocked it like, what the fuck's going on with this cunt, right? So I walk up, I get to the priest. Now, I didn't know this, but the Catholic thing is, I think it's right over left, and you do that to the priest.
Oh,
right?
you
right
could tell
left,
me anything.
Right? So right over left. I didn't know that, right? So
that's
I
when you cup the balls, right over left.
It's not the correct answer.
He's really on the priest fucking thing, isn't he?
It's all I have.
Do you need
it's all I know about
to
Catholics.
talk about something? Like
yeah, so I grew up in an Irish family. So
I go, I walk up and he looks at me and I just put my hand out and he just goes, your other hand, right? And
like you're the dickhead.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. And I went, oh, sorry.
You should have called him a god nonce.
I went like this and put my other hand out. And he goes, both hands. Like horrified that I didn't know.
Dare you?
And so I just went, oh, sorry. Put them together like this. And he just goes, in front of the whole fucking church, right? Packed with Irish. And he's just going, are you even Catholic? And I just went, yeah. And he put it into my hand and just goes,
imagine you went, well, is the Pope Catholic?
yeah. But he put it in my hand and he just goes, go away. And so I had to leave. And so her auntie is pissing herself laughing right when she went for communion. And then at the wake and everything afterwards, she was just like, guys, I have to tell you what I just saw a fucking new member of the family do today. And everyone became a massive joke. But then the following year, no word of a lie, the granddad, right, really sadly, almost 2 days apart from a year, died, right? Oh, shit. So we go back to the same fucking church for the burial, right? And then we go back there and the priest, it's the same priest again,
yeah,
right? And no bullshit, he gets up there and he's doing this whole thing. He's clearly clocked me. I'm going, fuck.
Are you in your head more, yeah?
Yeah, I was like, I hope this cunt hasn't remembered me from last year.
He's like a nervous crowd member on the front row. Don't make eye contact.
Don't pick on me, yeah.
Where are you from? Nowhere.
No, my name's Steve. Steve. And then, so then he's doing his speech, and I'm like, so everyone's crying at this funeral, right? The two heads of the Irish family have died, their grandparents, it's really sad. But then he clocks me, and he's like, today for communion, it's for the Roman Catholics. But if you are not Roman Catholic, and just stares me outright, and as he goes, you can receive a blessing by doing this. And coming
How does he know what? He doesn't know what you've done in the last year?
No, but yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
I can't believe he called you out. It's like Mean Girls.
I mean,
he doesn't even go here.
I want a picture. right?
I just want people to be really happy and positive. Okay, go home.
I literally was like, oh, fuck.
Look at him, he's too gay to function. You're just there cutting holes in your nipples.
Unbelievable, mate. And so then, yeah, that's happening. And then I'm not even joking. The congregation that we remember from the previous year clocked that it was me. All her aunties and uncle, everyone fucking loses their shit laughing in the middle of a fucking funeral.
Because they're all in on it at this point, yeah.
And then I went up and I did it. I went up and received my blessing. And he literally, I kid you not, as I walked up to him and did this, he didn't say anything. He just goes,
nice shirt, Thomas. What's it made of? Your mum's chest hair.
He is full of the Mean Girls quote. I was like, bam, bam,
I think
bam,
he's just
bam.
relieved he's not the only one who's seen it. He's been dying.
I'm not relieved about fuck all. I'll own it. What a film.
It's a great film.
Yes.
Sorry,
Tina
you were about
Fey.
to say something,
Great.
but I interrupted you.
But like, he gave you the nod of approval.
He did. He fucking just looked at me. He was just like, and had a bit of a smirk, almost like.
Did you get the message?
got him.
The subliminal message that I gave to you?
You fucking you remember this shit. I was like, fucking hell.
The best part is, though, he probably wanted you to be Catholic, but he hardly made you feel very welcome when he was like, go away.
That's actually what I was going to say. It's mad, isn't it? How like a place where so many people go to feel welcome or to be a part of something can feel so judgmental and make you feel like an outcast.
Yeah. Happened to my brother when he was a teenager. Never forget it. My brother, his mum was wanting to come to church and stuff, and he wasn't really going. And then I think it was like 16, 17, and he rocked up, and it was the 90s. He had a fucking baseball cap on. Do you know what I mean? Probably FUBU as well. I don't know, but he rocked up.
4 us by us. Is he the whitest guy?
Over my head, that I'll be.
Is that not a thing here?
I mean, he understands.
I was an Ali G fan.
Okay.
He wore a lot of FUBU.
But yeah, he had his cap, and one of the church elders, without even speaking to him or saying welcome, walked up and just took his hat off and handed it to him. Didn't even say a word.
And then he had to put money in it.
Unreal.
Unreal. Oh, fucking hell.
You are right, though. You are right.
I never really experienced church much as a kid. I had to go with school a couple times, but my dad was like super atheist, and it was weird. It was kind of like
it's like a shit fucking.
Do you know what? As a kid growing up, if I'd heard that because I was so indoctrinated, if I'd heard that like someone at school's parents weren't Christian and were atheist, I would be like, oh, I feel bad for him. Now hearing it, I'm like, fuck, he's lived a life.
Yeah, I was never baptized.
He living the dream.
It was kind of the opposite. Like, rather than being like, pressured to go to a church, I was like, if I went with primary school a couple of times on like the occasional Friday, I think we went, and I remember being like, when he was like, oh, how was your day today? I knew he was going to rip me if I said I'd been to church. I learned to not bring it up and stuff. And I remember my head fell off that he'd like never been to a church. I was like, why have you never been to a church? He was like, because I'm the Antichrist. That's what he said to me as a child. He said if I walked through the front doors of a church, I'd spontaneously combust. Like, would literally just say fucked up shit like that to me. Yeah, and he was just like trying to get a reaction out of me. I remember my friends joined this like, we were gimps when we were kids. They joined this like, it's like a religious kind of after school club called the Boys Brigade. They wore like little ties and learned instruments. And I wanted to.
Hang on. We're going to his stag do in September. I'm getting so many hoodies.
The Boys Brigade.
The Boys Brigade, yeah. And I think they were recruited just by like, they'd just drive around and just stop kids in the street, be like, do you want to join the Boys Brigade? It sounds dodgy as fuck as I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah.
I don't think anything happened to them. Like, but my two best mates at the time were going the Boys Brigade.
I just want to know, what does the Boys Brigade do?
They just like sang hymns, and the main reason I wanted to join was they were learning to play instruments, and I was like, yeah, I want to play the fucking trombone.
And that was the only way you could do instruments was being the Boys Brigade?
Yeah.
Actual? What, there was a ban on instruments?
I really don't know. No. Like,
that was how they hooked you in.
It was like one of the reasons to go is you could join like I think it was like a marching band kind of thing, and you could learn.
What instrument did you want to get on?
I wanted to do, my mates were learning trombone. I wanted some sweet brass instruments, some sweet.
I can get you some of that for about 40 quid an hour.
Now brass has a different meaning.
Have you ever played an instrument? Have you ever learned how to?
Because
I I
played bass for a bit, and then I did drums, and then I was lead vocals in my band.
Sick.
Oh, so you had a band?
Yeah, I was in a band too.
Yeah.
I used to slap the bass big time. I didn't really
That's a
slap
different
it so
meeting
much.
in Boys Brigade. Boys Brigade was very different.
I never got to join. I actually cried because my dad wouldn't let me go. Yeah, he wouldn't let me go.
Your dad wouldn't let you join the Boys Brigade.
He was like,
I think
no
he did
son of
you a
mine
favour.
is like going to church. That's pretty much what he was like. Yeah.
What? This is like the total opposite to my life. This is unbelievable. No son of mine is going to be associated with those Bible bashers. Mate,
He was like,
your
you
dad
make-
is a fucking legend.
When I'd ask why I wasn't baptized and stuff, he'd say like, you can do it if you want when you're older and you can make your own mind up. Like he literally, because there was pressure from my mum's nan to like get me baptized, and he was like, no, fuck that. And she'd say he's gonna go to hell. And my dad was like, and I'll be there with him.
Running it because I'm
Massaging his shoulders.
I'll be like, welcome home, son. Wow.
I wanna get back to like, because I never played an instrument. I never did that. And the reason I ask you is because I had a guitar once, and it was when I was 15. And I've never been very lucky in love. I've got a girlfriend now, and I'm quite keen to hang on to her because I don't think I'll get another one. But
But you're in a fucking house. You better try and keep.
Oh yeah. That's what I mean. I've tied her into a 35-year mortgage. She ain't going anywhere. She's got admin to do if she wants to leave now. She's got to ring Barclays. Who wants to do that?
It's a fair point, to be fair.
She's got 3 to 5 business days to get over anything I did. So before Barclays even, I fought this for it.
Yeah, scarily so.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is legal.
I'm tied
it's
into doing the
totally legal.
podcast.
Well, no, do you know? Huh? You know? No, but earlier he was trying to say that I didn't know the meaning of consensual. He's hooked her
Oh
in.
no, she signed on the dotted line. It's consensual.
Okay.
Imagine that was how you
Justified
gave
it.
consent. Do you know what I mean?
No, kids do that. There's apps, isn't there?
Huh?
Kids do that. There's like consent apps and
Kids?
stuff.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's like, I don't mean 5-year-olds, mate. I mean like, I'm sure I've seen like some hip Netflix tween thing, and they had like consent apps and shit. Mad, innit?
What?
Yeah, like so you consent via an app.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the world we live in.
That's fucking.
What's
Imagine you just
upsetting me is I
airdrop.
know this. Like I'm coming across as the biggest. It's consent. I've got the app.
Yeah, you've been in there. You know quite a lot.
Why do you know this?
You know too much information about this for a man that's been happily in love for 9 years.
I like tween dramas.
They've been together for
what can I say?
12, but it wasn't working out for the
Why
first
are
one.
you getting married now after 12 years? you
No,
said?
we've been together for 7. We're getting married in September.
Wow.
It's been a fun. We've never had the money to. So that's why.
Yeah, we've been together for 7, and we were meant to get married, but then COVID happened, and my folks couldn't come over. And my mates, I was like, oh, do you know what? We wait. So we're just sort of now that. Go fuck yourself, guys. When you can get here, we'll fucking try it. So brutal. Fuck you. Hey, Mum, go fuck yourself. We're getting hitched.
We've done the maths, and it'll save us $100 if you guys don't come. Actually, because we're going to save you a plate, but
How low budget is the wedding if $100, which is about £66?
That's very precise.
That's what I'm
I
going
was
to
going to
say.
say like.
If they don't come to the wedding, and I'm going to save $100 by them not coming, how low budget is this wedding?
I don't know, know what standard price is, but I managed to get a sweet deal on mine. Like,
Did you?
it sounds like I was like.
Are you in
like
a church?
like a car salesman?
Are you in a church?
No.
Oh,
no.
sweet.
Just
So your dad could come.
yeah, he's dead. He'll be there in spirit.
That's what I'm saying.
You'll be looking up at you and
We're in church. Yeah, what I meant by that was your dad can come now because he can't get past the garlic on the doors.
your dad had to die for you to go into a church.
Wow. Do you know what? One of the uncles in the family died, and this is the most Irish thing ever. He got banned from his pub in Ealing, right?
It's local.
It's local. Banned for life. That was it. No more. No, he'd done too many incidences, right? He was a drinker. He liked the drink, right?
That's a line to cross, though, isn't it?
They held the wake at this local pub, right? And 8 a.m. we get there, and then we go back and we all have a pint of Guinness there, because his favourite pint, obviously. We get there. There's a pint on his closed casket, right, of Guinness. And I was like, what's that about? They're like, oh, that's just one for Cole. I was like, what do you mean? Like, he's banned, so we wanted him to have the last say, and he's having a pint here, mate. They've let him back. So that is so dark, but so fucking funny. And the Guinness...
Well, it starts, what if it starts going down throughout the night? Everyone's like, he's here! He's here!
Well, the guy, my first thought was they put the Guinness on there waiting for it to settle so they could fill it up.
He'd have been fuming. There's nothing worse than a warm Guinness. Like, if it was been sat there all night.
And also, I had to die before you let me have another beer there. Like, are you joking?
Fucking weddings aren't cheap, are they?
Nah.
Yeah, that's...
Nah.
But I'm getting married on a Thursday.
We were talking about that a few episodes ago. Like, how bougie have you... Like, if you're getting married on Saturday, all you're showing everyone is how much money you've got. Because I want to get married Tuesday at midday, and then I just want as many dropouts as I can get. Because, do you know what I mean? I'm gonna invite 100 people, but only book a room big enough for 30 and just fucking hope for the best.
Just close the doors.
Tuesday wedding. That's going to have a mad attendance, that one.
Well, that's the plan, innit? If you really want to be there, you'll come.
Yeah.
Take the time
that's
off
a good
work.
point. You'll have the day off.
And it's cheaper and shit.
Yeah.
So I think it is probably about 100 quid.
People will enjoy it more as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
the only people that will end up getting there, though, are all the people in your family that are dead boring. You're like the old people that don't have a day job anymore. You know what I mean? You just like fucking they're the only.
This
that's
is the
a boring
only meal
wedding.
I'm having this week. Thank you for feeding me.
Fucking hell.
And then we'll obviously just have like a roast dinner on the top of a casket for some reason.
The only reason it's going down is because I'm helping myself throughout the night. Just to fuck with everyone.
Oh my God, he's here. No, that's just Liam. He's a fat cunt.
Oh my God. Where are you getting married?
It's like Ellesmere Port. So it's on the Wirral, kind of.
No, but like what kind of venue?
Oh, it's like a manor. Yeah, it's
manor?
It's like a manor, yeah.
Fuck
I'll be Lord of the Manor.
Manor on a Thursday.
Yeah, he's anticipating quite a lot more viewers by September. We're going to have a Patreon. He's going to... Big things to come. He's
You want
ambitious.
patrons to come to your wedding?
No, he wants them to pay for it.
I was like, that is a random first Patreon special.
Yeah.
Getting married, cunts, who's coming?
First Patreon marries Liam.
I love the Australian use of the word cunt. I just love how it's like, it's a term of endearment, innit?
It is,
It's got a different...
Well, actually, I was talking to, on the way here, I was on the phone with my mate, Ishan, and he called me a dumb cunt. And I just went, whoa. And he was like, oh, sorry, is that... I was like, yeah, mate, if you compound it with an insult to an Aussie, that's super offensive.
Really?
But if I compound it with like, if as a comedian, if someone says to you, oh mate, you're a funny cunt, that is like the highest compliment you can get. The most highest compliment, like legend status, is like sick cunt. Yeah. If you're a sick cunt, you are like top dog.
Dude,
right?
like jumps
But
off balconies and that.
if you're a dog cunt, back to the dogs, if you're called a dog cunt, that means you're just awful. People are like, oh no, he's a fucking...
But dog's a boss.
Huh?
Dog's a boss.
Everyone in Australia loves cats. And no,
Did you see my face? I'm so gullible. I was like, are you serious?
And then, but yeah, he called me a dumb cunt, which is like, oh fuck, you don't be a dumb cunt.
Keep my Aussie slang out your fucking mouth.
I was so confused. I was like, why is he going American? And I was like, oh.
You know that thing that's been no one's shut up talking about that.
Yeah. That.
You're like, Eshan, where are you now? Fucking clocked him in the face.
What's like a big, like, what's a bogan? I want to ask you that. I've heard it said, what is a bogan?
People go, oh, is it a chav? It's like, nah, it's probably more like an Aussie redneck.
Oh, yeah, like outback.
Yeah, like kind of like...
and a toboggan is one that you ride, that you ride to next to.
Come on, darling, in the wind.
I'll get you there soon, fucker. Yeah, no, that's a really, like, that is the most random. Yeah, we don't have, so, you know, when you go to a city and they got the guys with the fucking bikes, they take you around on a romantic little ride.
Oh, like the tuk-tuks and stuff.
Yeah, we don't have that. We just got a bogan. You jump on his back.
I'll get you this.
He's like, fucking, look at that. There's a big fucking skyscraper. There's a fucking beach down there. Fucking, let's keep going. Like, this guy's fit.
He literally gives you little AirPods to put in. So he's like, well, he's telling you. What language are you, mate? We got here now.
Oh man, yeah. No, the Bogan. Bogan's like, yeah. It's kind of like you can be different varies of Bogan though. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know how there's different like levels of chav.
So there's categories of them, yeah.
Yeah. Like I would say, like, but if you're like, oh fucking hell, you could do something really Aussie, and someone goes, oh fuck you, Bogan, you're a Bogan. Like, do you know what I mean, or something. But then, like, I've been called a Bogan before, but like I'm not. But like people say, oh fuck, I was like, you know, but like. You know, your stereotypical Aussie bogan would be, you know, thongs, or sorry, flip-flops, footy shorts.
That blows my mind as well, that thongs.
Oh, I had a really embarrassing...
Was it you that told me, I feel like you want to tell this story now. Did you tell me a story about something that happened with your girlfriend? Was that you?
Yeah, and it also happened in school as well. But yeah, and then mullet. But like, the thongs thing, I didn't, like, crossover of language when I came here, had two moments that happened when I was at her house. So her dad already thought I was a dumb cunt because I'd got there and I was just trying to make blokey chat, right? I was like, I just met her dad, you know, we having a chat. And I was like, just trying to sound really blokey. But I was like, what's that on the wall over there? First day in the country. What's that? What does that do? You know, and he just goes, that's a radiator. I was like, why have you got a radiator in your house? Like, because all I knew was...
thing on the wall, that must have looked so jarring.
It was. I've never seen it. I'm like, I come from a country where we're trying to make our houses like a fridge.
Yeah.
And then I'm seeing a heater on the wall that
Has it got a towel on it?
Yeah. Towel on it, fucking cat bed flopped on it. I was like...
Hang on, how quickly did you just get a missus in the... Excuse me. How quickly did you get a girlfriend in this country?
No, I met her in Australia.
Oh, okay.
So I met her in Australia, and I was.
And then, like, your first day here, you went and met her family pretty much. You hadn't seen a radiator.
Yeah. Because
imagine you just like really stooped to your level and was like, and also in our bedrooms we have wardrobes.
This is a bed.
And I'm just walking around like, oh fuck.
And he's like, so who's this you brought home with us?
I did actually. I was like, where's your air conditioning? They're like, oh. But yeah,
we call it the window.
I thought I was an idiot. And then we went from there to walk to the pub, and we walked across there at like Common. They've got like a Common. It's a really beautiful area of Hertfordshire. And I fucking fell into a nettle bush. I was like, my first day in the country, and I'm getting attacked by your fauna.
Yeah, nettle's not an Australian
I've left
thing.
all the snakes. I've left all the spiders. I've left all the fucked up shit we've got in Australia, and I'm getting attacked by your fucking plants. And today I'm replacing a fucking plant.
Full circle.
Full circle. But yeah, so one of the first times in her house, her parents' house, they were chatting away, and I was like, Soph, and like it was summertime, and it was warm out, and I was like, oh, I want obviously thongs, right? But you say flip flops. Soph, have you got any thongs for today? It's pretty hot out. I think I'm gonna wear mine. And her dad just piped up, and he's like proper like geezer. He's like, what did he fucking say? What's his thongs? And I was like, yeah, I wear them on my feet. He's like, you fucking what? I just thought it was the weirdest thing. And I'm like, this guy already thinks I'm an idiot. That he probably believed I'd wear G-strings on my toes if I don't know what a fucking heater is.
That wasn't the example I thought you were going to give, though. So that might not have been you I was thinking of. This might have happened a lot. It might have been another Aussie guy I was thinking of who told me this story. But he went and met the girlfriend's parents for the first time. It's got to have been you. Maybe it was a different variation of this story. But he was going to put, like, they had some food and they was going to go and take, like, the pizza boxes out to the bin. And it was pretty, he didn't have any shoes on. So he was like, to the mum, can I just put your thongs on while I take the bin out?
Oh, that wasn't me.
That was like,
I don't know who that was.
I really want to know who that was now. What's up, guys? Thanks so much for downloading the podcast. Listen, if you are watching on YouTube, please do us a favor, drop the video a like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. It really does help more than you think.
If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, or anywhere that you get your podcasts, please give us a 5-star rating. If you think we're worth less than that, just don't rate it. Don't be a nib end. Don't be a Karen. Do one.
And if you won't mind, give us a follow on social media as well. It's at Spread Negativity Pod on absolutely everything, except for Twitter, where it's at S Negativity Pod, because Twitter is a gobshite, and we didn't realise that has a character limit until we decided on the name. So fuck you, Twitter. Let's get back to the episode. You recently opened... No, you didn't. You recently introduced Kevin Hart to the stage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? What was the scenario?
So I was at Up the Creek Comedy Club in Greenwich, and but they'd called me the day before, and they were like, because a few days earlier they'd announced on Insta on their story, super massive,
Super special guest.
yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was going to text and be like, who's it?
Yeah.
I thought, I'll just leave it. I don't want to be that guy. So the next morning they rang me like, hey, just to let you know, massive guest tomorrow you're going to be introducing. And I was like, oh, okay, can I guess? But yeah, they were just like, it's
Nelly. It's only just a dream.
That's not the song I'd have gone too hot in here. That's like the fucking.
Yeah,
we're talking about the same Nelly.
Oh,
Him
no, I
introducing
went to
him
Nelly
was on-
Furtado in my head.
I'm like a bird on a
away. So yeah, I get the call. Yeah, you're going to introduce him, and I was like, sweet. And I was hosting their Thursday night show, which is the Blackout, which is essentially like a gong show in a
Yeah,
sense.
it's
Where you get guaranteed 2 minutes, and after 2 minutes, the lights dim, come back up, and I've given 3 white cards out in the audience. When they hand them up, the lights come on, and then blackout.
Yeah.
The Undertaker comes, choke slams you through a table.
Yeah. Well, he was meant to be the special guest.
Yeah.
They went, oh, well, Kevin's in town.
Will it be like the Undertaker's last few years in his career where he keeps trying to be the special guest but doesn't quite get what he wants, and then
The
we'll just...
Undertaker's on the open spot circuit. He's just turning up to gong shows. Getting
Like, is he
gonged
going to
off.
say anything?
I beat the frog.
Yeah, imagine how long it takes him to get to the stage. That would be annoying, wouldn't it? You'd be there. Please welcome the Undertaker. You'd be like,
Hey, he's lasted 3 minutes. He's not even on the stage.
Beat the Frog is, again, what a callback to the Monkeys from earlier. Beat the Frog is a bad thing when it comes to monkeys, but when it comes to humans, it's a comedy
Yeah,
show.
sick.
But yeah, so
I mean, it's not always a comedy show, to be fair. It's a lot of mental health issues.
yeah, so this particular Blackout had some very interesting moments, including one lad who stormed out because he got blacked out, and then
Amazing. Imagine storming out and then they find out that Kevin Hart was there.
it was insane. So it was already like people like it was so much fun to host as well, because the crowd were really fun to like do crowd work with, and then obviously coming on after that.
Sorry to interrupt. Were they aware there's a special guest?
No, so
Okay.
there was a stack of comics that came down who knew, and then there was a few other people who like rumored and came in like, oh shit, okay, maybe it's going to be Kevin Hart, because he had just
He did Lavery's, didn't he, in Dublin?
Yeah.
Or Belfast. Right?
Belfast. So he'd been in Belfast, he'd been filming there. Then he was in London for a few nights. So he did Thursday and Saturday Up the Creek. So after everything that had happened, and it had been one of those kind of chaotic open mic nights where it was like, holy shit. And there'd been some really good stuff, and then some fucking, oh my God. That's
Imagine
on
bombing in
the
front
edge.
of the biggest comedian on the planet and Kevin Hart. No.
Mate, I'm telling you that when I said tonight's been so crazy. So, okay, this is what happened. So he came in with his entourage and went straight up, and they reserved the green room for him. He's upstairs.
Oh, pretentious
And then
twat.
but he was up
Give me
there.
drinks tokens. You got a single or a Stella, and that's nothing else. Nothing else.
I feel like Aaron is venting because Aaron has been wanting a double at a club for so long. You want to double up, Aaron? What, are you talking about the drink? Because I need a fucking drink.
Heineken, yeah!
That's the promo right there. That is the promo.
That's the soundbite. That's the no context soundbite.
Fucking hell.
So that happened, right? He goes up there, and then while I'm announcing the winner of the Blackout, who was great, he absolutely smashed it. It was really
Best
good.
of the night, I had.
Yeah, well, he was honestly, he was phenomenal. And then, so given that he wins a bottle of champers and another spot. And then while I'm on, they're like, so just before I bring it up.
So that's the difference between London gong shows. You get a fucking bottle of champagne. That's sick.
Yeah,
It
we
was sick, yeah.
get 8 minutes.
to drink it.
Chug.
So while I'm on stage, like obviously I have to do that, like no filming because he's warming up for his arena tour and stuff, and because he was doing over an hour.
Oh fuck! After the gong show.
Yeah. So there was
they're
no.
long as
We
well,
did an
aren't they?
interval earlier on, and then there was no interval before bringing him on. It was just like, hey, we're gonna go. I was like, okay, cool.
How many acts were on the gong? Sorry.
16.
Yeah, so that's a long night, isn't it? As well?
Yeah, but you know what? We moved pretty quickly because a lot of people got carted off after 2. So we got through it. It was one of those nights, man. It was just like, what is in the air? It was so
Kevin
much
went on
fun.
at 9.
Actually, it was 9:45. So we had, but we knew his stage time and we worked to it. And so anyway, I give the champers and then I do a little bit of a spiel of like, ladies and gentlemen, Supermassive special guest, absolutely no phones. I was like, if you use your phones, you're fucked, and people had a bit of giggle. Okay, cool, phones off. And then I was like, look, hey, tonight's been fucking mental, but it's about to get more mental because our special guest, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the biggest names to ever fucking do the game. Like, this is a massive privilege. I didn't fuck it up. Privilege and honor.
Imagine fucking up the intro.
Yeah. This guy is really good. It's funny.
Have you heard Nightingale's bit on how Kevin Hart gets introed on his intrude? I'm doing the same thing. Introed on his tour.
Nah.
Dan Nightingale's got like a 10-minute bit. I'll find it. It's on YouTube actually. I'll find it and send it to you because, and it is true as well because I went to see Kevin Hart on tour and this guy's like, he goes in. Do you know what I mean? Like,
proper.
He properly is like, like Nightingale's whole bit is about how embarrassing his intro would be if you tried to compare it.
Do you know what? He's
done
this bit.
You might recognise him from the movie Ride Along. He's like, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Ride Along 2.
Yeah, that's what Nightingale says. It's like you can't do the sequel. But yeah, man, I don't want to do his bit on the pod. But yeah, I'll send it to you, man, because he gets introed. Like, it's a big deal, like fucking fireworks. Like, he comes out ready to go.
Well, he is the biggest name in the comedy world, right?
Yeah.
He does everything. And so it was just like, holy fuck. Like, okay, so I was like, just don't fuck it up. Don't fuck up the intro.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
I was like, massive honor and privilege to welcome to stage, like, ladies and gentlemen. I was like, Kevin Hart, right? And I immediately turned and I could see people look at me like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not. It's the blackout. And like, what? And then people at the back was like, you could hear, no way, no fucking way, like losing their.
You would?
And then, so the doors to the
That
side.
was Kevin's entourage.
Have you been to?
That was a shit intro. No way. No way. You got to do it again, man. I do it way better than this. Where's the fireworks?
Oh man! So like usually the entrance to stage is at the back of the club. So the stage is here, and there's 3 entrances, right? And usually you come in from the back on this side, but on the side here because it's quite tight. And so but that was the close to the green room. Get him in, right? Yeah. Doors open, and there's his entourage, and they just move aside, and he comes through, and people were like, "Fuck!" And the whole place stood up, clapping, losing absolutely. The noise in there, they were losing their minds, and it was just so sick.
That's insane.
Like, it was,
I'd love to see
and then
that.
he got up and he does, I'm going to say maybe 65, 70 minutes, I reckon it was. And absolutely, I'm talking like
Club giving him the light.
Yeah, but he's like warming up his stuff for a tour, right? Getting ready for his arena tour. And because he gets up there and he says like, guys, let me tell you why I'm here, just so you don't think I've fallen off.
And you're not. This is the biggest kick of my career.
And then
150 quid this on a first day. This is big money, mate. What do you mean?
He honestly, he got up and he crushed it. It was so good. And like his callbacks, the threading of the stories, it was just like, it was so cool. And like just to watch.
Did he have notes or was he just fucking smashing it?
No notes. At one point, he pulled his phone out and did that, I think, to check the time.
Yeah.
And like literally like boom, like that. He was just checking the time. And that was the only thing. He literally walked on and was just like bam, 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 bam for over an hour. And it was so cool because like obviously his caliber, seeing him to come work out in the gym. Do you know what I mean? Like there he is, just with, it was what, 200 people in the room who like
That's what I
get
was
to
gonna
have
say,
him
yeah.
right there doing the show that he's
man, I
going to
wish I was
do.
there.
Because you see
So
him in a
good.
theatre, no, you're going to see him in an arena. So to be to get in a club,
Well, I
especially
saw
after
him.
like an open mic night as well,
Mate,
to see him.
it was just that's the thing is like it was such a like such a diverse lineup earlier in the night of what was happening within the open mic night to then bring on the biggest name. It was just
could
like
you imagine, like-
people's minds were fucking blown. Like
At least it met their expectations. Can you imagine if you were like, yeah, we're going to bring on one of the biggest names in the game. This guy is a veteran of the scene. Welcome to the stage, Roy Chubby Brown. Everyone's like, who the fuck?
well, God,
I've got a story that's a little bit similar to that, what you're saying, in that I did my first ever spot at the Hull Comedy Lounge. I drove an act down.
Not quite up the creek, is it? But
But Vince Atta messaged me and was like, mate, my train's been cancelled. Is there any chance you're free tonight? And I was like, mate, I'm kind of a big deal, you know? Like, obviously, yeah, I'm free. I was like, yeah, no, I'll be able to.
you said, look, I've got the fireworks. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll bring you on.
So he goes, is there any chance you're free and you can take me to Hull Comedy Lounge? So we go down and the guy that owns the Comedy Lounge said, should we just put him on for 10 before you? And I was like, yeah, buzzing. So this was like, I was like 4 months in, man. And it was like my first ever like weekend spot at a pro club, and I was just buzzing. And then the MC, I remember who it was, but I won't say his name. He goes on and he goes, so at the start of the night, I said we've got 3 acts, but we've actually got 4. We've got a nice special guest coming down now. And then he introduced me, and my opening bit was like, what the fuck, man? Like you're going to introduce me as special guest. All these cunts are expecting Jason Manford. And then they see, oh yeah, it's the knobhead you've never heard of. Yeah. Doing 10 minutes.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh my
man.
God.
What a way to fucking introduce someone though. That's like when you're an open spot as well. Like, we've got a special guest that might be a bit shit.
Who is that? Oh my God. Yeah, that's the thing though, is like when you strip back like all the things that he's achieved and done, right? And where it's in comedy and film or whatever, right? And you in that moment, you're just like, holy shit, like he's a comic and he needs to do this and we all need to do it. And he's just working in the gym and he's just punching out an hour and it's fucking shit hot, right? But he needs to do these nights and it's just like, we're all comics and this is what we do. He's still doing it and it's just cool.
It's a testament to him as well. Sorry, mate. Where he's doing it in every other country.
Yep.
he needs to though, because he's worldwide.
Well, this is it. Yeah, but like it would be so easy for him to just hit up the Comedy Store in LA 7 nights a week for 2 months.
It's probably more of a challenge for him because of his profile. He's already won him over as soon as he comes out. So people are probably a lot more forgiving of stuff that needs more work too. So like when he's first getting stuff out there, it might be more of a challenge working on new stuff because it's not a true test because of his profile.
Yeah, but I think that goes away pretty quickly because, 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in, if the stuff's not hitting, people are going to be like,
you also
it's only
have
for a few minutes. I think that allure only lasts for a few minutes, and then you need to fucking
Even for
bring it.
Kevin Hart,
and he did. But he fucking brought
But
it.
if it's average at best, he's getting compared to all his previous work. So maybe it's even more difficult for the opposite of the reason you're giving, because people will be sitting there with fucking expectations.
Yeah,
even if it's a work in
true.
progress. Like, we're not bothered you've got a work in progress. Yeah. You have 300 million fucking followers on Instagram. You've got 17 Netflix specials. Like, we're not comparing your work in progress with everyone else's work in progress. Yeah, we're comparing your work in progress with everyone's best ever work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like he's got, they are looking at him going, if this is a bit shit, like we're going to give you more of a, we're going to judge you harder than maybe we would for somebody else doing.
I'm never going to watch Jumanji ever again.
Do you know though, like how the respect I had as well for like the level at which he operates anyway, because if you listen to his pod and you know his stuff anyway, you know that he is one of the hardest working people on the planet,
that's his mantra, isn't it?
Yeah. But then to see it live going, this guy has been filming abroad, which is so knackering when you're on set.
What is he filming? Oh, for a movie.
It's a film. I don't know what it is, to be honest. But I just knew that he'd been filming in Belfast and then he was in London. So I don't know if he's filming in London as well. But he, just to be on set doing that, exhausted, then coming at fucking 10 o'clock at night and smashing out over an hour.
Yeah, I didn't even
Twice
think
in
about
one week.
And he's
then
been up since 6 a.m. as well. You just know that he has. 'Cause He was in
and
the
you just
gym.
go like, this guy is just like, you know what I mean?
It's just relentless,
Unreal.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I watched him on Joe Rogan, and he does talk about his work ethic there, and how he just survives on 5 hours sleep.
Yeah.
Which is
Like,
obscene.
when has he had time to write that?
I know.
And and I'm talking like it was fire. Like it was fire. Like the place was just losing their shit.
Yeah.
It was so funny. And I go, that's just, that's a different level.
The thing I always say to people as well, like you'll get so many people like will say, oh, I don't like this comedian, that comedian's shit. And I always say to them, go and watch them in a 200-seater club, because they got where they are. Like Kevin Hart will have a lot of people, oh, Kevin Hart's not fucking funny, oh, he's shite. Yo, he was funny in the early days, he's not funny now. You go and watch
I like
that
Soul
guy.
Plane.
yeah. You go and watch
Kevin
him in
Hart
front of 200 people and you will die laughing.
Yeah.
Like you're watching him from the comfort of your own home on your Netflix subscription. You're scrolling through your phone. You're not even listening really, and you're not connected to it. But like you say, in a 200-seater theater, I can't really watch.
I love
intimate.
live comedy so much, and obviously we're more exposed to it than you know the average person. I really can't. I struggle attention span wise with specials, just because it's not the same as being in the room. And
You're immersed when you're in the room, and things can happen live.
yeah,
Like Kevin Hart can rock up. Like being in that moment with things at play that can happen in that moment, especially when you're doing crowd work. It's like that's for them. That bit of crowd work will only ever happen with them in that moment.
Did he do crowd interaction? Because that must be fucking surreal when you've paid £6 a ticket or 10 quid a ticket, and you're just going out to watch the blackout. You sit on the front row like, oh, I hope I don't get picked on. And then the biggest comedian in the world, he's like, fuck, what do you do?
Do you know what I love doing is like, sorry, man. I
okay.
was like, because we were up in the sound booth and I was watching, and I was looking at just people's expressions in the front row. About halfway through, I just looked to see what they were doing, and you could just see them just like just
mind blown.
Oh my god, oh my god, like this isn't great. And then this is insane. And then at the end of the show, they all like stood up, and one of the guys in the front row just turns to us, because we obviously put the show on, and he just goes. Like he couldn't believe. So the whole hour, so halfway through, and I looked at them, and they were just like, "This is amazing," and they're like laughing, having a good time. And then when they realised that, every now and then you see them,
yeah, just trying to
and then at
process
the end,
it.
just what? But I'm like, again, like you take all that stuff back. He's a comedian, and he's just doing his job. He's working in the gym, and I've got fucking loads of respect, man.
Yeah,
Unreal.
for sure. Because like you say, you could easily just put 400 fans in a theatre and then just figure this stuff out every single night in there for 3 months.
It's probably nights like that are the truest test, where no one's expected it, so his name's not on the ticket. That they probably are the best gigs for him.
I think it'd be fun for him as well, going into a club, just walking in, going fucking, they don't know I'm here, and just having that that moment of excitement for yourself too, like, fuck, I'm going to see if this bit works here tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. When you get that big, are you going to drop into the Comedy Store and just be like, in LA?
In LA.
Just be like, oh, we've got a fucking special surprise guest. I'll bring the fireworks.
What's going on, Oh no, you can't say the C-bomb here. You cannot say the C-bomb.
Hey, at least he
been
was
asked
humble enough to go on last. Can you imagine if he was
Yeah,
like, if his
making
ego,
people
he was
follow
like,
the
no, I want to
blackout,
go on.
yeah.
That's happened to Beat the Frog for me when I very first started. Jack Whitehall
Oh, yeah.
came and did
Liam's
like a
got
special
beef with Jack
guest.
Whitehall.
Do you know the 8-minute open spots at the start of Beat the Frog? Jack Whitehall did them, and then I was the first act in the
Wait, is it 8 minutes?
Well, 16
He'll have done
or
20 or something,
20,
won't he? But-
he did both of them. Joe, it just said special guest on the bill, and Jack Whitehall came out, and it was at the height of him just kind of breaking out. So everyone there was, I mean, it's not fucking Kevin Hart, but everyone went wild, and I was just aware of the fact I was the first act in the competition, brand new, nervous, and I was like, fuck. And I got up, and after him, I know there was a break. I said my first line, and it killed so hard that it threw me off, and I went blank and got gonged. and I've hated Jack Whitehall ever since. Yeah, fuck him. He could have done anywhere. Beat the Frog. What's he doing coming there and doing before the competition? Fuck Jack Whitehall, man.
That's literally XS. He's like the night after.
Yeah,
Like,
Clifford the big red knobhead is what I call him now.
Yeah.
Fucking prick.
he was in
There's
the
a
Clifford
lot of
movie.
anger there.
Yeah. Just if you didn't get that, he was in Clifford.
Clifford the big red dog.
Oh, okay. I just thought you hated dogs.
Like,
Again, he is the cat
living
mum
true to
over
the
here.
cat mum, yeah.
Cat mum. Fucking Clifford got his own book. Fucking red dog. I don't know why I made you Cockney. Sorry.
You did an all right Scouse accent before off mic.
Well, oh yeah.
Yeah, you did an impressive one. To be fair, I'm from Wallasey. My Scouse accent's terrible, so I couldn't really comment on it.
It's quite soft.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the water.
Yeah, so it's not even that posh where I'm from. I'm from a place called Seacombe, which literally sounds like it was fucking blurted into existence by the ocean.
Seacombe, Catcombe,
Catcombe,
all of them.
yeah, fucking all of them, mate. Jesus Christ.
How do we top Kevin Hart?
I don't know.
I was like a little, like I just took away from trying to say things, and I was just like, that, tell me more, because I was putting myself in the audience's shoes of being in that moment. It'd be so fucking unreal.
It's great because obviously my head was just going, right, you know, trying to manage the fact that I was ending a show that was already chaotic, taking that guy onto the stage, giving him his prize, him walking off, and then them showing me no filming, like a sign.
Yeah.
I have to announce that. It's all happening now. Boom, bring him on, shake his hand, walk off. Boom. My head was just firing. But then when I've seen some footage of people just going, oh, like it's so cool to see that moment of people just losing their shit. I'm like, that's fucking cool, man.
Isn't it mad though that the reason that you have to say no filming is because a lot of people in that situation, their instinct is to go,
just to let everyone know this sort of
Yeah,
Kevin
'cause
Hart.
he's-
Like the club isn't going to promote the fucking life out of it.
Yeah, and it's his livelihood, right? Like it's going to be his next special, I'm assuming, or his arena tour at least.
Well, even when I saw him on his tour, was going back to what we were saying before about how you can be disconnected. I actually didn't enjoy his tour because I was about fucking 70 feet away. You know what I mean? So I didn't really enjoy it in such a way that I probably would if it was in a club. But he had loads of people there that didn't want filming, and there would be just in each stand, there'd just be a woman with like a glow stick that she's just swinging around. And every time someone was filming, like there'd be the odd person and just like taking a picture, and they'd come and get them fucked off. And it was properly like no questions
I think it
asked.
should be
Like,
like that,
you
though.
would well, yeah, but it was kind of distracting though. Like you've got a woman with a glow stick like that, because they can see. And then before you know it, someone's just going to come and get gripped. And then everyone. But then it was really annoying as an audience member. Like I do understand why
just
he
going
does
like
it.
that. I'm imagining people got the bra off, just looking at the show, like,
other people start copying, like, this is a thing. When I saw Chris
Getting
Rock
my
in
phone out.
Nottingham, I saw Chris Rock in Nottingham, and we had to like submit our phones into one of those Ziploc bags.
what?
Yeah, I've heard of that before.
Yeah, so
as
then
well.
in the interval, you could go out, get your phone, check it, put it back in the Ziploc bag.
Oh, and
because
the-
they were
the
like,
cat keep
there is
on.
to be no filming, because it was when it was Tambourine, so it was going to be his Netflix special.
Yeah.
So I saw that live. That was incredible. He had Anthony Jeselnik and Michelle Wolf open.
Fuck.
And and then
heard
Jeff
of
Ross came out. So bitter. Spread fucking negativity. And then Jeff Ross came out as well and sort of brought them on, but he also got a line of people from the crowd to walk on stage and roasted them all.
Oh, so yeah, I heard he did something similar for Chappelle.
It was sick.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, no. So yeah, I do get the anti-filming thing, because if you do that, it's a massive cunt move. You've been told not to film it. You've got the massive privilege of having like Kevin Hart or Chappelle, whoever's dropped in, to do a set, and you like possibly a once in a lifetime opportunity for you for him to do that. And you're going to film it and fuck it up? Like
The media tried to paint Russell Howard as a knobhead, didn't he?
Yeah,
Just as
he-
we were coming out of like lockdown, because someone was filming him at a gig, and he repeatedly asked them to stop, and they wouldn't, so he cut the gig short. But the headlines were like, Russell Howard storms off. So trying to make out that he was being...
He is well
knob.
within his right, because it's
yeah,
his,
100%.
You know.
Yeah.
And he was filming. I'm assuming that's the Netflix
I
special.
think so. That wasn't mentioned. Oh, sorry. There was a documentary with the special. I got confused and thought you meant a documentary. It wasn't mentioned on the doc at all.
Oh,
but
right.
It will have been that material.
But either way, he's working something out,
It
isn't
was
he?
that
And it's
material,
if you,
definitely.
I feel like you've got a right to not want to be filmed. But I've had it before, where we're doing the show tonight, and someone at some point might get a thing out and start going an Instagram story in it, and you're like, I'll go up to them and say, "Can you not film the acts while they're on stage?" I'm like, "Why?"
Yeah.
You're like, well, because they're doing their thing, and you don't.
I'm terrified
You've
about
got no
You've
right
got
to
the
have that.
Right, yeah, exactly. That's
But then they're like, "Who are you to tell me I can't film?" And you're just like, "Well, I do get it. I really do get why you shouldn't film." But when I did see Kevin Hart as an audience member, it was frustrating, because like there'll be somebody there filming, and like I say, the woman's swinging the glow stick, which is distracting enough. But then they'll get kicked out by two big, massive security guards. But they're like, "Oh, I was only taking a picture," and it'll take 3 minutes to get them out. And you're trying to watch a show, but this is happening here.
Yeah.
And you're like, I've paid 60 quid for this ticket. Like, I just want to watch the show without.
yeah.
I would never film But at the same time, like, fuck, man. Like, sure, there's a better way.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, the Ziploc bag where they can't film. Yeah, I don't.
But I went into that gig going like, okay, cool. Like, I can't check my phone during the show. Who cares? It's making me watch the show and be present in the moment. And then at halftime, so to speak, the interval, go and get a drink anyway. Check my phone, put it away, come back in.
Did he do an interval?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
because it was like Oh wait, do you mean?
Are we talking about Chris Rock?
I was talking about.
Oh
Kevin
no.
Oh,
Kev Hart just went straight through
did he?
and then left.
But when
he
you
literally
paid-
walked off stage and he was gone.
Yeah.
But when you've paid £60 a ticket, why am I checking my phone?
Yeah.
Like I've been doing that
It's
for
like
7 hours.
It's like
today. Why
music
would
gigs,
you-
isn't it? I find it mad when people like all the phones up, just record.
Just
and then
fucking
it's
watch
like,
it.
Yeah, when
gonna
you're
watch that
watching
back?
for
Yeah.
when you see someone's record and it's like 7 minutes and 9 seconds, and you're like, what in the world?
Yeah,
You've
when are you gonna
recorded
watch that?
2.5 songs so far.
Yeah.
Like.
And I can't tell which
I sort
ones
of get
they
it
are.
going like, my favourite song is My Hero by the Foo Fighters, so I want to catch that. And, fair enough, you like the moment of it. But to be sat there going like that, like swapping hands because you're aching, do you know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
The worst one I've ever seen was someone with an iPad.
An iPad.
Proper mum at a wedding.
And I was just like, fuck off. That's not real.
Playing words with friends between shots, just like,
yeah.
How the fuck would you
What's
do
the
that?
wordle today? Got to get it before midnight.
I almost forgot just there. It's 11:52. Fuck off! I've got a win streak.
The final song. I know.
Can they have a bit of a break before the encore? No, it does drive me mad though, man. When you do like we had it at Feel Goods where Alan Cochrane was on and he asked the guy not to film, and the show just got really awkward afterwards.
Yeah.
Like the guy stopped filming. And, he did what he was supposed to do when he is asked. He obviously didn't know he couldn't film. But, like, I don't like that when somebody calls it out, they're seen as the knobhead. You know what I mean? Like what I was saying to you before, like, and Alan Cochrane, everyone was like, oh, what's up with him?
Yeah, people need to understand and respect it. And I feel like, we're getting something off our chest here.
Oh, he's such a pro.
But, yeah, like, it's like there's that. You need to understand and appreciate that's someone's livelihood, and they might not necessarily have the bit to where they want it to be. / there's a reason why they've not put that online yet.
Yeah.
Because they're not burning that bit.
Exactly,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's their club bit, or that's something they're putting towards a tour or an hour or whatever. So you need to like make sure and be present in the moment.
Yeah.
Just
Enjoy
enjoy
it.
the show. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, for sure. With that being said, do you have anything you want to get off your chest? If you're new to the podcast, if you come because Thomas is on, we do a section at the end where obviously it's called Spread Negativity, so we do a section at the end where you get something off our chest. You've got a vice that's burning inside you, and you need to just let the world know. You need to get it off your chest. And what's yours, Thomas? Do you have one?
But cunts filming in shows. No,
Right, thanks so much for watching, guys.
no, it's actually happened before I came here. So I went to the servo to top up, and I was
I was just enjoying the vernacular.
Yeah.
Servo to top up. You mean, is that what you say instead of petrol? Yeah. It's,
I actually
top.
stopped
I thought
myself.
you were
would've
still
said I
on
went
pay
to
as you
servo
go.
for some petty.
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 We call it petty.
Petty. Okay, yeah.
Who's shaking someone down for the cashier?
Yeah. Like you just call an offie a bottle and that, don't you? A bottle-o.
Bottle-o.
Yeah,
bottle-o.
we call them an offie in Liverpool.
An offie.
An offie, like off license, yeah. The offie.
Oh, okay. Offie.
Or petty. We say petty as well.
Petty. All right. Yeah. No, we
That's when his girlfriend's being a knob about something that happened 4 years.
petty. I thought you meant offie. I was like, what's that?
No, that's 3 weeks out of the month.
He's trying to get me cancelled with my missus. Fucking hell.
How am I ever going to be as big as Kevin Hart if my girlfriend doesn't love it?
So, we digress. No, but yeah, so I was at the servo and I filled up and then went inside and there was like a bloke in front of me and then another bloke in front of him. And the two of us were waiting because the guy at the front so the thing, I never had really issues with queuing, and then living here, I've become more British in that I fucking hate queues now and people queue jumping and stuff. But this guy, what he did was he went to the front he was at the front of the queue, and he hadn't decided what he wanted. So he was there and we're like
Yes, he
filled up,
reversed.
waiting to go, and he's going, oh, can I get
You twat.
And I'm stood there, I'm just like, is he fucking serious?
In a service station as well. Like.
Yeah,
he's spoiled for choice.
And it was for fucking vape flavour. So there was a cylinder of vapes, right? And spin it and you got
Which already makes me hate you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before, like,
fucking have some fucking cigarettes and kill your lungs off. Like, anyway, so there's a thing spinning, and then on the shelf behind him was all the other vapes. I'm talking there's fucking hundreds, right, flavors. And this guy's not decided what he wanted. And he goes, and he's like, oh, can I have that? Oh, yeah. And then she looked at us. The lady working there looked at us like,
I know.
I'm sorry. Turns out she just goes, and he goes, oh, do you have any? I quote. He goes, do you have any cherry?
What a basic bitch flavour,
Right?
To spend all that time.
Turns around. She's like, oh yeah, it's over here. Hands it to him. He's like, yeah, I'll get that. And I was like, and what, cunt? And he literally got like one of the little snacky things from the little food bit at the front. I had that, had his cherry, take time. And then as he paid, literally tried to then make further conversation. So she's looking like, okay, thank you very much. So
It's not what she wants, is it?
No, she doesn't want it. We don't fucking want it. We're all looking at this guy going, we all hate you. So much. I hope that cherry was so fucking full of sugar that you just hype up
and veer your car into the central reservation.
Wow.
Oh yeah, me and Liam differ in that I want people to be dead. Yeah. He's not quite as. He's
just
much more tame.
Yeah, severely injured.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Mate, the level of things people have to do before I want them to no longer exist. It's like so minor.
Really
Mine would have been way more practical. I would have said, I hope the sugar content was so high in your cherry that it hyped you up. You felt so ill because you had a sugar overload or something, and you felt ill. It put you off of vapes, and so then you never waste any other cunt's time again.
No, because it's not the vape making him waste the time. He would need something else in his life that isn't vapes to, maybe because he's no longer smoking, he's constantly eating crisps. So he stood there going, knick-knacks, Monster Munch, and then you hate him just as much.
What I liked about what you wanted to happen was like the Christian in you. Wanted him to become a better person at the end of it. You didn't want to
not inconvenience anyone else.
You wanted him to learn from the experience.
Anyone to go through what I went through.
Much like
I want everyone to have a better time with this man. Lord, I pray that you will heal him of his vaping cherry choices so that everyone else feels your presence, dear God.
Literally, in
actually-
like a year and a half.
I haven't done that in a long time.
In about 363 days, you're going to be in a service station and you're just going to see him and you're going to make eye contact. You're going to be like, well, if there's anyone that's going to hold up the show.
I'm going to lob a fucking cherry Coke at his head. It's fucking, here you go!
Right flavour, though.
It's fucking good. That cherry and vanilla, oh my God, all day long, man. Actually, when I go to cinema, if you can get yourself some cherry vanilla, I think it's cherry vanilla
the
Dr.
mix and
Pepper.
match thing.
With Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
I'm already
Next
on it, mate.
fucking
Yeah.
level.
Five Guys too.
Yeah, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. But they don't do any veggie stuff, Five Guys, do they?
No, it's all. Are you veggie?
Yeah. I used to love Five Guys, and then, I just don't go anymore.
Okay, good stuff.
Anything you want to plug?
Not murdering animals. And,
Better life choices.
I actually felt guilty that I replaced a fern. That's how vegetarian I am.
But you wouldn't have a problem eating the cunt.
Well, Thomas, thanks so much for coming on, man.
Thanks,
Quick,
man.
3 things that you hate.
Oh, to plug?
Yeah, do you please?
Give me a follow on Insta.
I hate attention whores, to be honest.
I'm going to be filming a special later this year and going on my first UK tour next year. So,
Any plans for where you're releasing the special?
as in online?
Yep.
As in where?
Yeah.
As in, yeah. and then next year tour my cultivated show next year, and then working on that.
So excited to see that.
Yeah, we
Thanks,
didn't
man.
really touch on that. I'm obviously not going to expect you to talk about your story now, but is there anywhere anyone can get that story?
Come to my fucking tour next year.
What
hear it all.
answer was he going to give?
Excellent plug.
Oh, actually, I
like what you
spoke
did
about it
there.
on a podcast one time. If you want to go and watch them, get their monetization up a bit more. Yeah, go and view theirs, and then don't come to the show because you've heard the story. Yeah, nice one, Liam.
Thanks, Liam.
Fuck. Quick, 3 things you hate.
Okay. I hate dog people. I hate people who fucking take ages at the front of a queue. And I also hate people filming in comedy shows.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Fucking callbacks. Come and see my tour.